let's see. All right, cool. So Wednesday, honestly, I was just really waiting to see what would happen today because today is July 31st, meaning we have monthly closures today, right? So we're pretty much like, I just really wanted to see how monthly closures would be for, my pairs, just to see, relatively how we would react for the following month. And as you can see, everything is playing out as planned, as we've been talking about for the past 2 to 3 months. You know, um, we finally, are finding a reason to just be overall bullish on EU and bearish on dollar. But that doesn't necessarily mean buy everywhere, because at the end of the day, that is a monthly candle, and you do have bearish moves inside a monthly candle. Although this month it really wasn't, you know, anything like that, because like for example, this is July's range, and the entire time, if you would have just found an excuse to buy, you would have got a very nice trade. So honestly, now I really want to see recovery in the first week or two of the following month, and then pretty much go from there, because right, we're essentially in month 7, right? Yeah, month 7. So we still have about 2 more months until the quarter closes. So it's good to acknowledge, but not really the biggest thing to worry about right now. Right now it's just more so about focusing on seeing if our targets are going to get hit, and then scaling up properly or just scaling up fully. Um, for example, this GU trade, since I've been in from the lows here, excuse me, I'm pretty much looking for to take out these highs here, which is at 1.32 pretty much. Right, I was looking to take out these. Honestly, I thought it would have taken us 2 to 3 weeks. And I still expect it to, because especially with today's closure, we can easily start seeing a pullback and back into at least a range equilibrium. Right, you can take that bit from there or even there. It's pretty much the same thing. But ideally, you know, the best case scenario here is we retouch structure and feel potential inefficiency there. That would be ideal. That's a relatively, a normal size correction. It follows structure, and we have a very good target, to go after. So that's just my stance on there. Honestly, I'm gonna wait and see what happens on Monday, and we can easily catch, a solid, couple days swing to the downside as a hedge position if it's presented itself. But I'm not really too focused on that. I'd rather just try to find, the actual buy scenario and take it from there. Just because the potential is higher there, less risk, and just no need to trade that much. You know what I'm saying? Um, Same thing goes for this. It's just like it's just not as clear as to how far this retracement could be. Like for example, I'm still looking for a previous low on DXY, right? It could either be this one or it could be this one, right? This one seems a bit steep, but this one has more confluence with the potential inefficiency fill right there. So who's to say it doesn't do that? Because at the end of the day, that is relatively premium pricing, right? Even if we come back into this continuation here, that is technically, not deep enough, based off rules, right? Obviously, it depends on how the structure plays out, but, obviously, it's more preferred to sell in premium than sell in discount. Um, Outside of that, it's just pretty much the same things that we said from Wednesday. Like, as we said, there was divergence here. So everybody was going to try to sell this 100%. Let's see. Relative strength index. Right. The divergence happened. The move happened for the divergence, but there was a reentry that we talked about on Wednesday, and that took out, those traders. So just goes to show, And honestly, now we could even start seeing the correction because, you know, the original quote unquote retail setup has already been taken out. So we can easily see this start dropping and giving us, you know, an actual pullback. Um, Other than that, not much to talk about, to be honest. Yeah, from not really much to talk about, to be honest. It's, you know, unless you guys have a topic that you guys want to talk about, maybe follow up on Wednesday's talk. Just because we did have a lot of people this week, you know, do really good. And I know there's always going to be that one member that didn't have the good week. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about something in relation to that or, you know, just anything like that. Anybody? Let's see if we have anybody that's brave. What's the typical time for you? Right before trading hours, bro. Say what again? I thought you asked the question. No, it's just like, what do you guys want to cover today, essentially? We can follow up on what we talked about Wednesday, which I think is like a very good topic because no matter what, you know, even if I tell you don't focus on others, you're probably going to focus on others in some other way, you know, just because you see the results and you automatically feel the FOMO. But that's obviously not everybody, but the majority. Yeah, but here's what you have to understand, bro. I don't have that much time. Like, you got to understand, I have to trade. I have to help you guys. I have to focus on my summer classes. I have to start school. I have to get prepared for my summer season, right? And I have, you know, a very good way of balancing it out. But if I'm trying to stress myself and catch, you know, intraday moves every single day, then what's the point? You know, when you're trading higher account sizes, making a swing on 2 to 3, you know, lots is like, you know, that's all you need, right? You can easily trade 5 to 6 lots, take 50% volume, hold for the long term, and that is a very great return for the time that you're expending. Does that make sense? Either way, you're going to make good returns. It just depends on, obviously, account size, how you manage your positions, and how you scale out. If you just catch 1 to 10 a week, yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, bro, quarter returns for, you know, these known quote unquote funds, you know, most of them don't get any more than 40% a year. You know, so it's like for you to get 10% in a week, that's insane. Obviously, it's a completely different playing field and different rules apply. But since we're quote unquote forex traders, in reality, technically, our portfolios are very, very limited, you know, in terms of we don't look at any other assets, which is why it really just depends on the trader. Yep, pretty much. Would you rather get a 1 to 20 or a 5 to 50? Not to mention, you'll probably make more, you know, return with the 5 to 50, but who's to say those losses don't fuck you up? Kill your confidence, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, easier mentally, of course.
What I've been noticing is that like at least once a week you'll have a trade that comes out on the hourly, like an SC or an inefficiency, and you can always like get at least one trade a week, a perfect minute one reentry that like breaks structure, and the risk to reward's just stupid every time.
And that's what you should aim for. Build a
Yeah,
plan
exactly.
around
That's
that.
that's what I'm focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that one that happened yesterday on Euro USD was a perfect example.
Yeah, let me see. You're talking about this.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So intraday target 75 pips. That's already insane. 160 pips realistically
there's
on
interest rate good
yeah, like
stuff.
on a 5 pip stop. That's a 50 to one. You know, or am I? No, actually, no. That's not a 50 to one. I'm sorry. You know, let's say you end up getting like a 5 pip stop. Actually, it's like a 30. Yeah, it's a 30. So that's all you need. $5,000, 30%. That's a bit over. Is it 2,000? No, it's not 2,000. A bit under 2,000. Yeah, 1,500. This is melting though. I mean, makes sense. Finally, we're getting the correction. Should be a relatively bearish week. Nah, not really to be honest. But this did achieve like a very important target here. So who knows? Pullback time. One correction, two correction, three correction. Yeah, I know you guys have some pretty sick trades. What did you guys take this week? I like a lot of people took GJ, and that's not even hit his target yet. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, Fast did kill it. Yeah, easily. I see this easily hitting next week. Gold. Oh yeah, there was a good setup on gold. Let's see. You're talking about this something inside this candle with the idea of taking out this target. Let's see. Let's see how good you guys are getting. All right, circle it for me. Circle where your SC was. No, bro, just annotate. Just annotate. You don't need to take control. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. So you're in the mindset of this candle filling an efficiency and then taking off. And then I'm assuming you use the entire candle here. Ah, I see that. So you derived it from 15-minute. So you derived it from this candle here? No, I didn't even hit. What are you talking about, bro? Because I mean, that's the wrong candle, bro. No, I'm saying show me which setup you took. Not you, Maseos. I'm talking to Christian. You said it's a 1 minute SC. Where is the SC? See, it was 15. What do you mean? How do you annotate? Just go to the settings and hit annotate, bro. I don't know if Sergio has it to where you can't annotate. So it's pretty much around here. Yeah, bro, go to the view options on top. Like on my screen, let me show you. You can see my screen here. Here's the annotate. You don't have that. Sergio, do you have it to where they can't annotate? Oh, wait, no. Somebody just annotated. What are you talking about? No, bro. I want Christian to tell me where his setup was. That's what I'm getting at. Or you know what, bro? Just share screen. This is way too difficult. Just share screen. I don't know if Sergio has it to where everybody can share screen, but Christian, just share your screen, bro. We're wasting time. There you go. So you can unmute yourself too. And just so you know, we can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking, bro, but we can't hear you. Oh, you don't got a mic? Okay, cool, cool. So just you feel free to just type your explanation then. How big was the stop, bro? Or just put the thing to show the RR, the long position thing. Yeah, there you go. So about 10. That's pretty good. Really hard to get 10 on gold. You can go to the 15-minute or the 30-minute. I think that'll show you better overall move. Yeah, it's really good. I like that. That's fine. Where did you take partials though? Yeah, perfect. No, that's good. That's how you should be. Solid. So that's a massive move. That's like what, 500, 600 pips? 60 points, 70 points? Nice. Yeah, I like that. Pretty textbook. And that was right around overlap, correct? Looks like it. Yeah. But yeah, bro, nice. Thank you. I mean, hopefully that helps, anybody here that's learning a different view. 30 to 50 more pips. No, why would you add 30 to 50 more pips, bro? Spread is easy, no more than 4 to 5 pips on gold, unless you're with a shitty broker. No, bro, you just go to your meta quotes, you hit advanced. I mean, not your meta quotes, your MetaTrader 4, you hit on quotes, then you hit advanced, and that spread is telling you how much spread there is. That's how much you add to your stop loss. But since Christian is in Europe, he has IC markets, so it doesn't really, matter. Yeah, for him it didn't really matter. Like for example, let me see. One of my gold spreads is 3 pips. So yeah, about 3 to 5 pips. And yeah. Yep, pretty much. That's solid though. Let's see, who else is on the call? Did anybody else have some really good trades to show, or do you want to just end it there? Let's see. Do I have to do something? No, you can. No, you're good. You can just hit stop share. Can I show you an EG trade? Yeah, bro, go for it. I want to see this because you're still relatively new, so I want to see how you're coming so far. All right, let's see. Let me hold on. Let me annotate your screen. Yeah, so hit this so we can hide the everything. So I don't know if you have a mic. Hopefully you have a mic so you can explain it.
Yeah. So, what I was looking at was a 10-hour SC that was here.
SC, not order block, bro. I don't like
Yeah.
ICT fanboys on our asses.
So the SC that was there, and then it reacted to it once. And so I zoomed into this wick, and I seen that it reacted to something. I'm not sure what it was. A smaller time frame. There was some form of liquidity on top of here, which was taken through this candle here. And then I seen some form of Wyckoff schematic. I'm not 100% sure whether it's completely correct because, the sign of weakness. I'm not sure whether that's a clear sign of weakness, but
Go to M30 so I can see that better.
so
Yeah, honestly, that's not bad at all. So I need you to, for one, know how to differentiate accumulation and distribution, and two,
yeah,
know the rules behind each, abbreviation. Like for example, this is distribution, so why is there a spring? It's a little thing, but
yeah,
they count. For one, this is gonna be your UTAD. That spring, where you have spring, that's your test.
okay,
And right, so buying climax, preliminary supply, secondary test, up thrust, UTAD, test. You know how UTADs and springs like to give, corrective nature that will, incline buyers to come in. So as you
yeah.
can see, that's why there's a corrective move there. And then is that a spike or is that just a line?
Well, that's a line. I was just differentiating the different stages.
Oh, okay, yeah. So here you didn't really get that many, that significant LPS. Like for example, that's a good LPS markup, and this is another good LPS markup, because this second LPS is after the SOW here.
Okay.
And yes, that is an SOW, but it's very
Okay.
hard to play off of this because after the initial SOW here,
Yeah.
you should still expect, your upthrust and UTAD, right? So
Okay.
that can only, kind of incline you to believe that a schematic could play out.
Okay.
But this here is your SOW, right? And then after we reach down here, that's pretty much your completion.
Okay. And so when looking at Wyckoff schematics, so say for example you get a distribution schematic, uh, would you just hold that schematic until a significant change of order flow occurs? If that
I'm
makes
sorry?
sense. So like, at what potential area would, because I'm not 100% sure on where a good TP for a swing like this would be, whether it
So
would
zoom
be
out.
this here
Zoom
or
out.
whether you would and find another area, because I'm not sure like for how long a distribution or accumulation schematic is valid for. That would
So
make
for
sense.
example, you're looking at a schematic on what time frame?
So on this would be a 30-minute time frame, 30-second, 30-minute time frame.
You go to the hour. Let's see how that looks on the hour. Let me delete my stuff. Yeah, so
Still,
you're looking at a pretty big move, bro. That's a very big range in the hour time frame, meaning that this is potentially like an M4 move. Like go to H4. I'm sorry,
yeah, I'm on H1.
you're on H4.
So,
Yeah, so you're looking at a pretty big range. So obviously your target from a swing basis, the first target is there, which has been met, right?
yeah,
And if you go to the daily, right, if you're going based off logic, if a distribution schematic occurs and it's valid, you're looking at, the straight conversion of up to down. You get what I'm saying? So since you took out that swing target, now that's also considered a type of structure break.
yeah.
So you've now confirmed the bias, and you now have your narrative that is read there. You now have your bias that is emphasized on the structure break. So now all you have to find is another type of reentry to get lower. Because now if I delete all this, right? If hit this for me, right? Now that this has happened, this move here, and we've taken out a level of structure, we've now shown an unwillingness to continue higher. So if we fail to make a higher high, a lower low can soon come. especially because this is on the daily time frame, bro.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense, you know, since the bullish is technically GBP up, you know, so it fits, right? Because now go to the weekly. It's all derived from here, right? Impulse. This is, I wouldn't consider that a higher high because it was just a wick that came up and then immediately came back down, which is exactly what Euro USD did in March, right?
Yeah.
So we now have an impulse to move to the downside, and I'm sorry, we now have corrective nature on the weekly.
Yeah.
And just so you can see the potential of this, go to GA on the weekly. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out all the way. Go to, honestly, you can go to the 2 week if you can. Right, so you have an impulse, take out structure, corrective nature, and then now count how big this move was. Because that's a weekly move. Like, just see, that's about, honestly, I'd say it's about 1.3 pips, 1.3K. 3,000, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's way off, my bad. But you see, that's a 3,000 pip move. And now imagine if you could even get half of that on EURGBP. Right, now keep in mind too, EURGBP, that means you're converting euro to GBP, and then for depending on what currency you're trading on, is either GBP or USD or the euro or whatever you're trading. But for me, right, we're trading euro to GBP and then GBP to USD. That's how you get that conversion. So if you go to GU, the number is like 1.4, 1.3.
Yeah.
So that means for every dollar, for every pound, that's $1.3. So that's, although it's 1,000 pip move, it's gonna give me the profit for like 1,200 pips or 1,300 pips. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. The
So,
conversion.
so that use that conversion rate to your advantage, and correlate it to maximize your return.
Definitely. So when just like to overview it, for EG, we might see a move much lower than this.
Oh,
In
it
a
could be.
sense where there could be a potential swing. And what I was looking at as well before I took this trade was basically this. I'm not sure how valid it is in this course, but it was a take of liquidity, and then we've seen an aggressive reaction away from the area.
Yeah, well, so look at it like this, right? Preliminary supply, buy. Hold on, no, stay where you were. Stay where you were, and hit this.
So,
Hit that. Yeah. So preliminary supply, buying climax. You could even consider this your initial secondary test, right? Then your phase B to C, up thrust, UTAD, LPS, target. So pretty messy, but rules still apply. Principle applies. Because if we're really looking this for the long term, what does it really look like? Where does it realistically look like it's going?
equal lows.
At least here.
Imbalance is there.
Yeah, at least there, and that's already 500 pips away. And based off how this pays, that's probably like 700 pips worth of pay,
Definitely.
So that doesn't mean hold a sell from here. That could necessarily just mean you now have your bias.
Okay. So just practically just look for re-entries until that schematic on the hourly time frame
and
as
play
well.
based off of that. And I say here because that's a conservative exit, but in reality, bro, this can melt. Not necessarily because the euro can really go to shit, but more so the pound has so much, potential to moon, especially if you look at GU, because it's literally the inverse of this. Instead of it being a distribution, it looks more like an accumulation.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'll just play off these re-entries hopefully and just hold that initial position and scale out some profits.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Precisely.
definitely, I appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, I think we can end it off there. If you want, we can start doing more stuff like that, and at the end of Zooms, if you guys want, go over your specific setups and then go from there. I don't know if that's what you guys would want to do though.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, guys. I think we can end it there if that's cool with you guys, unless you guys have some more questions. Yeah, I guess that'll be it for today, guys.